All right, we're gonna get started. So let me see how many people we kind of have on because I do want you to participate. So I am one of those instructors, by the way, that come off of mute if you want to, ask a question. I know that we have some thumbs up. I love that. I want to see engagement. So I am okay with you coming on. Now, don't stay off. Like, here's a trick, by the way. If you just push the space bar. It allows you to speak and then come off. So if you don't forget to like unmute yourself again and then the dog like barks in the back or the husband is asking you, do you want a coffee? Because you feel like you look like you're about to fall out, right? So I do want you guys to participate. Like if there's something that you see and you're like, oh, I want some more information about that, feel free to chime in. We do have plenty of time. Social media is going to be covered 2 nights, tonight and tomorrow. And so I know I have plenty of time because to me, social media is probably the part that is least content heavy. So we have plenty of time to have some conversation and get over the fact that social media is something we need to do and AI is something we need to embrace. So I'm looking forward to having these conversations with you guys. So we have about 32 people jumped in so far. I want you to take a picture of the screen, okay? Or write my information down. I don't have my admin on here. I think I'm going to have him on tomorrow just so that if there's questions, you can communicate with him. Um, we are KW for sure. If there's anything that I talk about that you'd want from me, feel free to shoot an email to me. My admin's email is admin@waterhillgroup.com. Odds are it's going to be him doing it anyway. So feel free to see him as well. So if I refer to anything that I know that you've already taken session 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I might even go back and refer to some of them that you've already taken. So if there's something that you want more information about, I'll be more than happy to share with you. So, what I want everybody to do for me, because you guys obviously are from all over, go ahead and drop in the chat where you're from, how long you've been in real estate, and yeah, so we can connect. And I'm going to actually ask for this recording and probably the transcript from the chat so that I can pull up and see where do I have all these wonderful people from. So I am Natalie Bordejo, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, Venice, Florida. Oh, Washington. Adrian, you're in Washington. I was just talking about Washington, how expensive things are. Of that crazy. Fairfax, Nashville, 1 month in Nashville. Okay. Fairfax. Oh my God, I need some readers, guys. This is horrible. 2 weeks as an agent? Okay. 2 months. Okay, so those are how long you've been. Okay, where are my experienced agents? We see a lot of new agents over here. If you are experienced and you have like at least 10 transactions and let's say 2, 3 years under your belt, give me a thumbs up. All right, all right. Okay, few. Okay, Lori. I feel like I know you, Lori. Lori Newton. That sounds so familiar. All right.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
You go to family reunion, all the fun stuff.
No, I've never been.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know from where. Um, all right. So we do have some people with some experience. I like to ask that because, Breakthrough 120 is not for new agents. It is for all agents. And I've been very blessed to be able to teach that. Um, and I don't know what I just did. Hold on, let me stop share and go back to it. Because for some reason I lost not seeing you guys. So see, I told you, I thought it was gonna be so easy, and then here it is. Okay, there we go. Now I see you again. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So, I am Natalie Bordejo. I am a real estate agent here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have been in real estate for over 12 years. Breakthrough 120 is not for new agents, it is for all agents. So spread the word in your market center. So if they have a agent come in and teaching it, tell people to take it. It's phenomenal, right? You've seen the content. And also imagine this in person, right? Where everybody's really engaging and you're touching on things, you're seeing people's listing presentations, etc. So I have been in real estate for 12 years. I have been a top producer for most of it. I'm going to tell you a little secret though. For the last 2.5, I was living bicontinentally. I was living in Spain and Atlanta, and I thought that was going to be so great because I was so happy. And then my business just plateaued. Why? Because people started saying things like, "Oh, are you in the country? Do you know what that's secret? Like that's like code for? You're not here for me to send you business." That's really what it was. So my business is plateaued. So I'm super excited because Breakthrough 120 was right on time. Because as I'm teaching it, I'm also learning from you guys. As I'm pouring into people, I'm getting something back. So I am back on lead gen, and I actually do the session, second part of sessions. So if you ever want to jump on my lead gen calls, we do them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and we go through our breakthrough the second part. So we talk a little bit, market stats, data, wins, and then we go to lead gen. So I just want to put that out there. So if you want to be on that, feel free to shoot me a message on email, and we'll send you a link to that when you get done with the breakthrough first part. My information is here. So I am back in Atlanta full time. I did have a team, and then I went back to being a single agent that's heavily leveraged. So I still don't necessarily work the 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I do about 20 to 25 hours a week, and I leverage most of my things. So one of the things I've also realized is social media is something that we have to do in real estate. Would you agree? Yes or no? Put a thumbs up if you agree. And social media also is one of those things that we can't just have our business page. We kind of have to let people know I am this person. This is me. People, business pages don't really get a lot of activity. What gets activity is them knowing you. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, how many of you are uncomfortable? Get off mute and tell me, are you uncomfortable being on social media and doing live videos? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. Are you uncomfortable with people being in your life?
yeah.
Okay. What else are we
Yeah.
uncomfortable with? What else
Yes.
are we uncomfortable with? Yell it out. Tell me what else.
I really dislike social media because I put that information out there and then all these people post the weirdest, most rudest crap, and I don't know how to keep them from posting on there. I mean, the young kids, they're out of control. Today I saw a post, I'm like, you know what, I'm turning this thing off.
You
So that's
know,
why I hate it.
and I will also add, and tell me if I'm wrong, sometimes I feel like I'm never enough when I go on social media. Like everybody's lives are so perfect. Everybody's doing so much business. They got the luxury listings and closing on, Tyler Perry's home, all that. And I'm like, oh my God, like, can I just get something under contract? Right. So, yes, social media has all of these things that we now feel that's negative. But if we run it right and we have the right approach and the right mindset, it actually could work for you in a positive way. Okay. So are we ready to learn how to do it correctly and how to want to be positive about social media? And we can also leverage it out a little bit. Okay? Yes? Perfect. I saw somebody with some clap. So, okay, so here's the thing. How many of you have actually been calling people? Beep. Wait, you're not lead generating? You know that was the big part of Breakthrough 120. Are we lead generating? Yes or no? Be honest.
A little.
A little. Okay, well, at least somebody came on and they were honest, little. So here's what I will tell you. Like anything else, the goal on Breakthrough 120 and anything else we do in real estate is we have to do the work. So you get into content, Breakthrough 120, the first part is really the curriculum, the information, and really going back to the basics. But you're supposed to have 10 real estate conversations a day, 5 days a week for the next 120 days to set up the next 9 agreements. If you do the work, you should have 9 new agreements. Now, do you know how much money you normally make if you get one person and closed and sold on average in your market center? So in Atlanta, I would say our average price point is about 430, 40,000, right? So let's just say 400,000. So in Atlanta, it's about $12,000. So you take 12 times 9. Like, what could you do with that money? Ladies and gentlemen, would you want that extra money? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, guess what? It's not going to just show up in your mailbox. You actually have to pick up the phone and have these conversations. I love social media because social media allows us to have conversations without actually talking to people. You can slide into the DM. So if I'm on a flight and I know I can't make calls, that's what I do, right? So if you have not started tracking your numbers, you have not started making calls yet, once you roll out from the breakthrough first part and go into the second part, it's really important that you track your conversations. I also want you to think about tracking how many people you're calling or how many people you're communicating with to try to get to 10 conversations. Because we can call 15 people and only one person picks up the phone and we have a conversation. We only had one real estate conversation. Does that make sense? So I think it's important for you to look at your numbers. Do I need to make 20 calls to talk to 10 people? Do I need to make 15 calls or do I make 10 calls and I talk to people and 10 people right away? Right? So understand your numbers. It's uber important. Right? So give me some wins. Did anybody have a win? Has anybody got an agreement? Anything since you guys were on a call, which I think was yesterday? Did you guys have class yesterday?
I
Give me
have
a,
one.
okay.
I had a listing appointment this past Friday,
Okay.
and I did get the listing. And
Yay.
my clients actually had a home inspection done. So they put on a brand new roof, new HVAC, encapsulated the crawl space. They did everything.
Oh my gosh. And
I'm
so
so excited.
how amazing is that? We would all want clients like that. Did they stage the house already before you? I'm just saying. Sounds like they knew what they were doing.
They have not. Actually, the flooring is still being put in right now. So we're going to go into coming soon.
Okay. No, sorry about that. This is my crew. I have an Airbnb next door, so there we are. No, you're good. Obrigada. So all right. So here's the thing. With anything, we just gotta apply this. I know I'm not Nike, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna sound like a Nike commercial. You just gotta do it. No excuses. You have results or excuses. You choose. You can't have both, right? So when it comes to social media, when it comes to making our calls, when it comes to doing anything with real estate, you just gotta do it. So when I asked you guys who's uncomfortable being on social media and doing videos, a lot of you said, yeah. Here's the thing. That's what you look like to people. It's just we're not used to seeing ourselves because we don't see ourselves except when we do video. And we want everything to be so perfect. But when you just start doing it, and I'm going to make you do a live video today and just do a quick, like, hey, I'm doing a breakthrough 120 class. So when you do that and you just put it out there, you'll be surprised how quickly, once you start doing it, it doesn't matter. It's about just doing it and getting it done. So it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So part one is the foundation. So you had session one, which was database, which by the way, start with command. They starts with command and they should what? End with command. And you should be in command all day. Would you agree? Yes or no? Come off of mute. Don't make me feel like I'm here by myself.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and here's why. Session two was about lead follow-up, right? If you're not putting information in there with task, with connects, a D2, D2, you're not doing all of those things in command, you're gonna forget something. Like all my experienced agents over there can tell you how many hundreds of thousands of GCI have they lost by not following up and forgetting about somebody. I mean, I don't even want to tell you, I've probably lost millions of dollars in GCI, honestly, of not doing lead follow-up. And if I used them my database correctly and consistently put in tasks and say, hey, follow up and put them in opportunities and nurtures and move them through with our command or whatever database you're using, then we wouldn't have these gaps of missing opportunities. And then from lead follow-up, we end up going, text. Yeah, yeah. If we don't have the lead follow-up, we don't get to appointments because we need the database to get the leads, right? And put the leads in the database, get the lead follow-up to get the appointments. And then from appointments, we get into actual agreements. And from agreements under contract to closing, closing is paid. We're the only profession in the world that works for free until close, right? And then you did session four, which is open houses. How many of you do open houses at a high level? Raise your hand. Okay, there's a lot of room for improvement. I love that. Okay. Open houses, if you do them correctly and you put them in your database and you do the lead follow-up, you should start seeing some results. Now, we talked a little bit about part two, the practice, right? That's when you're going to start having some lead generation, accountability. You'll have some conversation framework practice. You'll learn today on how we do it on social media. You learned Ford. Who wants to come on and say what Ford stands for? When we're having conversations about real estate with people, just not even real estate, but just talking to our database, we use the Ford model. What does F stand for?
Family,
Family. Excellent. Thank you. O,
occupation,
R,
recreation,
and my absolute favorite for is the D.
your dreams.
Everybody wants to talk about those, right?
Mhm.
Um, Here's what I found. When we start asking them questions, especially when it comes to occupation, what do they normally ask us back?
What do we do?
What do you do?
Right. Well, they know what you do, right? But if it's like, hey, when you ask about their occupation, you might know that they're a nurse. Hey, how's nursing going? How's everything at Emory? And they go, oh my gosh, it's been so busy. It's short staff, da da da, right? And then they go, how is real estate? That automatically gets you right into having conversations. So when I do the Ford model, I normally don't ask about their job right away. I hit them with the family and dreams, and then I go, oh yeah, so how's work? Right? Because I want to have a little bit personal conversations before we go into it. So I always tell people that just so you can kind of think about that because I want to talk about them first before we go into talking about their job. Nobody wants to start talking about work right away. Okay. So session 5 is all about social media. We're going to talk about implementing a social media engagement plan. We're going to apply the like model. Like I just talked about the Ford model, but there's a like model to create content to post on social media. So we'll talk about that. And then understand how to use social media paid ads. I am so thankful that I don't have to be the one doing the tech part. Because if I had to be in charge of social media paid ads, we will all be in trouble. I have yet to figure it out. I feel like I'm wasting money left and right. So I made a decision that we're just not going to spend money on social media paid ads until we have the money to leverage it to somebody that knows how to do it. Now, what I have realized with social media paid ads, though, is if I just do a little bit, I notice that my algorithm feeds up a little bit more. So sometimes we'll do just enough, but we're not getting a lot of leads, but we seem to be getting a lot more engagement in our post from that. I'm not sure if it's tied to that or not. All right, so you should have a progress report if you've looked at your curriculum, which kind of gives you about where you are. I also want to make sure that you guys have access to like your sheet that kind of tracks your numbers as well. If you don't have access to it, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll have my admin send it to you. We've also created an Excel spreadsheet that has all the things that you're supposed to track because I'm a spreadsheet girl. So if you want that as well, you just shoot that to me because I like things to be added up. So I want to see, how many agreements did I get, right? How many people did I call? Like if I get the call, I want to know the percentage of that. So that's the nerd in me from being a financial advisor for a while. All right, so mindset moment. We've talked about the different types of fears. This comes up all the time. What are the 2 types of fears that you can have?
Rational and irrational.
Rational and irrational. Who is the one that always answers? You don't pop up. Who is it I just want to know who my high flyer in the class is that's participating. Who is it?
It's been a few different people.
Okay. Oh my God, really? Okay, now I'm like seeing. I feel like it's the same voice. Okay, perfect. Kari, are you from Finland? Curious. Your name is very Finnish. That's why I said my mom is from Finland. All right.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just very blonde.
Kari is a Finnish name. That's why. Okay, so let's talk about irrational and rational fears. Does anybody have maybe a fear that came from a previous session, something that just popped up over the weekend, that you want to share? No one? No fears? Can I share my fear? that popped up?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for giving me permission. So I have since I'm back in town, I'm getting calls from past clients that going, "Hey, I heard you back in town," which means that now I'm top of mind. Great. One of them has a 4.8 acre lot, and he subdivided them into seven or 6 or 7 lots, right? He's asking me now to take a lead on that, find some investors, bring them in, develop that whole community out, and sell it, run it, all of that, right? So my fear is I don't know if I have the vendors or the skills to be able to execute this at a high level to ensure that my clients who I bring in to invest in this won't lose money. Is that a rational or irrational fear?
It's irrational because didn't you say you were in finance before and you're running a $1 business living in 2 continents with folks that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, but now you're back to
I
the
need your
business?
phone number. I need you to call me every morning to help help my mindset be like, I can take on the world. Actually, I would say that that's actually more of a rational fear because of the fact that that truly could happen. I always say irrational fears are things that you just kind of make up in your mind that probably won't happen. Like people don't like me. Like you just blanket statement that if I call people, they're not going to want to hear from me. That's more irrational. This, I would say, is more rational. Now, here's the thing. You're right. Do I have the skill sets? Yes. Can I make sure that I reword it in my head and say, yeah, it's a rational fear, but how can I combat that? By making sure I get more education, making sure I get the right vendors to help me with this, make sure that I'm looking at all the numbers. I might even ask for somebody that's already done this to mentor me through this, even if that means I make less money. Bring in somebody experienced in to make sure that this does not happen because we know in the investment world, this does happen. That's why we see these subdivisions that started and then have finished, right? So it is a rational fear, but they come up and we have to figure out to classify them and look at them and then figure out how do I fix that. So irrational fears, you need to have a game plan. Sometimes it's education, adding people, whatever it is. While irrational fears is really just changing your mindset. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to look at things like if it's mindset, a lot of times it's irrational. If it's something that truly is, it's an action, it's most of the time rational. All right. So was there anybody else that had a fear that we can talk about? Because trust me, fears are a real thing, and fears will hold us from being successful many times. Anybody else have one? All right. So let's do this. Give me some fears about social media.
One fear that I have, I don't know if it's rational. I don't have any followers. So I put my little picture on there and uploaded some stuff and told my kids, look, y'all get on my page so I can have at least 1 or 2 followers. Got a male friend of mine, he got on there. He was the only follower for the longest time. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I want to learn how to
So that's a valid fear, right? I mean, when I say valid, every fear that we have is a valid fear. That's how we feel. How many more of you are like your fear is you make a post and nobody likes it, or like 2 people saw it and you're like you sat and worked on that post for like 18 hours, right? Is that rational or irrational fear?
Rational.
It's a rational fear. So how do we get around it?
Well, I don't think it's consequential. The fear that I would have more, and we could expand on this, but I don't know if it's valuable, are the trolls. People finding out somebody gets mad or somebody wants to be a jerk. And then you have to deal with that. Right now, I like my anonymity. And of course, as a realtor, you can't be a secret agent. As far as posting something and people don't like it, well, I got to try to figure out why they don't like it. And if the lack of views bothers me, I just take it down and put up a better one.
Okay.
So that the success of the post to me isn't relevant. It's the other stuff that I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so now here we are. So we don't have enough followers. We're not getting enough likes. The trolls that are over there saying crazy things. What about, do you have a fear about not knowing what to post? Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What else? Give me some other fears. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm always on social media liking stuff, that I see on there, or I might comment on something else. So I've been trying to see what can I come up with that will spark people to like. I do get some likes, but what can I come up with business wise that would get people to like my posts more?
Right. So guess what? Let me tell you who's amazing at helping with that. Do you guys have boyfriends called AI or girlfriends called AI? I do. So my chat GPT's name is Axel. I named him. Okay. Claude still has his name. So Axel is my boyfriend. Claude is my future husband. You see? Because he's a lot more developed. Chat GPT, my little Axel, he's falling behind. But what I'm saying to you is all of the AIs, oh my God, look at the baby that came and gave you a kiss. Sorry. um, all of that is amazing because you literally can go and drop into AI and say, hey, I want to create some engaging posts, and this is who my target market is, and I'm in this area. But the key is giving it the right prompts. All of my social media literally is done by AI. Like I go in there and say, give me a 30-day prompt, and I say what I specifically am looking for. I told it that I wanted to increase my followers on Instagram. Since then, I got probably another 350 followers. Sounds like not a lot, right? But I mean, I only have like 2,500 100 followers. So that's a pretty big percentage that I got. And it was off of me saying, hey, what should I post here? And then posting on a regular. So you guys are absolutely correct. These are truly fears that we have. And I want to go over them a little bit. So fear of not knowing how to post. The good news is that every post presents an opportunity to learn what resonates with the audience. And I think somebody even said that on there. Said, maybe I need to just put it out there and then see why people are not liking it. What do they like? I will tell you that all of my posts or reels that get the most views have nothing to do with real estate. As soon as I post a real estate thing, there's like 3 likes and like maybe 1 comment or 2. And it's normally my mommy and my best friend, who's a financial advisor, that we have this thing that if you see a post, you comment, right? And so there was a time when I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't just post anything real estate related. But I realized that the real estate that's still there, even though they're not liking it, they're not commenting on it, they still saw it. Odds are they still saw it. Or if they go into my feed, they can see it there. If they go in my grid and they see, oh, this one has 2,000 looks or whatever views, right? They'll still see my open house here, my house just listed, sold on there as well. I've also learned that educational videos tend to do really well for me. And I don't know if it's I was a former teacher or what, or people are looking at me as, hey, she kind of knows what she's talking about, but they tend to do well as well. What doesn't do well is just listed, sold, none of that. And I'm kind of like, why are we even posting that? Open houses, none of that does well for me. But I know I need to still post it because somebody might want to vet me on social media. Because there are actually people that will ChatGPT you when they find out you're a real estate agent and you're trying to get the listing, or they'll go on your social media to see what you post. Guys, you don't need perfection. You just need consistency. You want to start simple and share what you're excited about. And we'll talk about the like model that will help you figure out what to post. Okay? The fear of feeling exposed. You know how I said earlier, I said that with social media, the thing is, you can't just hide behind like your real estate veil. They're going to want to know about you. So you should have a business page for sure. But you should also have your personal page. And I know some of you want to be private, but guess what? And there's some real estate agents, by the way. So let me back up because I'm about to say that I feel like all real estate agents should make sure that their stuff is kind of public and be seen. But I know a few real estate agents that their stuff is private and they're killing it because maybe social media is not their way of getting to be on top of mind, or maybe they're not getting leads from that. So there might be, a certain percentage of you that you call expireds. They don't care about your social media. They're not on there to see you. Your bread and butter is expireds, or your bread and butter is open houses. Well, social media can maybe get people to come to your open house, but that might not be it. So I do think that we need social media, but if social media is not one of your pillars of getting business, right? If they're not one of your pillars of getting business, don't put as much pressure on it, but you still should do something because somebody might come and look at your things, right? Because if I was hiring a real estate agent, I probably would want them to have a pretty good social media following because I would feel like, and I'm in real estate, I would feel like if they can't promote my stuff on social media, I'm losing one avenue of promoting my listing. That's just me. And I'm in real estate. And no, that's not really true. But imagine a regular person, what they think. I know that I've gotten a few listings off of the fact that I have, 2,500 followers. It's not a lot. It's not compared to some of my friends who got like 70,000. But at least I'm like, hey, we actually push it out to our social media. I got 5,000 followers on Facebook, 2,500 on Instagram. We put it out there. They see it. They might have friends that want to buy the house. I use that on my listing. That's my script in my listing agreement, in my listing presentations all the time, right? So it sounds good. Now, I've never sold a house to somebody on social media, ever. But it sounds good, right? Fear of feeling exposed. Remember that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if you're having fear of being exposed, the exposure, if you do it correctly, can get you some business. I have some of my biggest referral people. Like, I have never met them. They have referred me business after business after business from social media. Ron is one of my referral partners. Like, he's constant. He's not in any kind of industry that would refer to us normally, but he literally sent me one piece of business about 8 years ago, and he said, I've always seen you as being authentic on social media. I like how you present information and you really educate people. So when I had these people relocate into Atlanta, I figured you'd be a good fit for them. And since then, he's probably sent me like another 6, 7 pieces of business. We have never met. Right? So when you're talking about, I fear of being exposed, be authentic, be who you are. I think that the people that really do well on social media, truly do well on social media are in our industry, are the people that are authentic. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a filter because let's be real. People don't like to see people with filters all the time. That's not real. So if you're showing yourself as a professional, I have a couple of agents that I mentor, and there were some things on their social media that I said, if I were you, I would probably take that down. Like if you were going for $1 million listing and they see that picture of you with almost no clothes on and it's a little inappropriate, they might not want to work with you. That's not professional. So I think that, fear of being exposed is valid, but be open, authentic, but also keep in mind that you're a professional. I always say, do not post about politics. Don't post about some of the craziness in the world. Unless you want to, and you're like, this is what I stand on. I don't want to work with anybody else that's not thinking like I do. Then that's fine. It's your choice. But if you want to make sure you appeal to a broader market, you stay away from things like politics, religion, and hot topics. Right? The unfortunate part about it, fortunate, unfortunate. Those topics are probably the ones that get the most comments, the most likes or dislikes, the most everything, right? But this, negative exposure might not be the exposure you want. Okay? And then the last one is fear that there will be a lack of engagement on your post. What I will say is every post will build some brand awareness. Every post should give information about you. Posts that don't get engagement are still good posts. So I think Frank was the one that said, if it doesn't do well, I'm removing it. I spoke to some of my friends who are in social media marketing and social media, and they said don't remove it. They say keep it there and then take it later and repost it. Because you repost it to a story, and then from a story you can post it again and then let it circle back up. And then once you have it up there again, and if that does well, then take the other one off from your grid. And I was like, that's smart. By removing it, you just took away all the work you just did on that post and basically said it's not good. It might not be that it's not good, it was just posted at the wrong time. Because if the people that normally comment on it happen to be on it when it was posted, then it would have got a bigger feed. If it doesn't get enough, you either go like 2 or 3 likes or you go to like 500 likes. Because people start commenting, it shows up early, more and more and more, the more it gets. That's why you like, if you look at my social media, I either have like 150 on my reels, 150 views or like 1,500 views. There's normally not a lot in between. It's interesting. But yeah, I would say don't take things off, just tweak it or reuse it. Even if people don't react to comment, they're still seeing you. And social media is a long game, guys. It's consistent that creates momentum. The momentum gives you opportunities. The opportunities gives you potential business. Okay? Many of your followers will say, I've been following you for a while, even if they're never interacted before. It is so true. I got we've been doing this thing, which by the way, this is genius. I did not come up with this. I learned it from another real estate agent. We send Facebook DM messages and LinkedIn DM messages for birthdays. All right. We kept on doing it for a while. I just feel like, and the people are like, oh my God, that was such a nice message. And from there, a lot of times they go, you're always so positive. I've been following you for a while. And I go, I've never seen this person comment. So that's truly true. Here's the second part that we started doing, which you can copy this. It's pretty smart. We're now not sending messages on birthdays anymore. I just recorded a message yesterday. My admin now will send a actual video of me saying this. Hey, happy birthday. I'm so excited to say happy birthday to you on your wonderful day. I hope that this year is filled on blah, blah, blah. You see where I'm going with this? It is no longer a message. It is a video on DM. How many of you get people to send you messages on Facebook and stuff for your birthday? How many of them are videos? So that's just going to set me apart already. And when they respond back, that's when I go to the Ford model. Oh, thanks so much for responding back. I hope you enjoyed my video. And then I'll go, how's the family? How is life? Any big plans for the summer? I see your daughter is getting ready to graduate from high school. Awesome. Are you looking to downsize? Right? How's real estate market? Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. It depends what you're looking for. There's always opportunities, right? So I think that there's a huge opening when you do that. Now, here's what you want to make sure you do. Make sure that you have a date that you change it out because you don't want to send the same message 2 birthdays in a row. So we have actually in our calendar a date that we change out the message. Because you don't want them to think that, oh, it wasn't to them. So you could do it individually, like, hey, Denise, happy birthday. I know I saw it's your birthday, girl, right? Or you just say, hey, want to wish you a happy birthday. Now, if I use that, I don't have to worry about recording it all the time. And now my admin could just post it and go. Okay? So I think that's a cool, and I actually got that from one of my KW referral partners down in Houston. I was like, oh my God, that's genius. Like, that's so much better. Because they sent it to me and I was like, oh my God, that was such a sweet message. And I was like, I'm going to do that. So many of your followers have said, like they said, I've been following you for a while, even if they haven't interacted. When they say that to you, you want to make sure, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Ask them, what makes you follow me? Is there something that you would like to see more of? So that will give you some information. It's kind of like the marketing companies when they do controlled feedback groups and stuff. So ask them, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Let me make sure I'm following you. What makes you want to follow me? Is there some content you want, right? And trust that you're reaching others, even if they might not engage, they're seeing you. Okay, so any questions about the fears on here? Fear of feeling exposed, fear of being a lack of engagement on your post. Are we pretty clear on it?
So you saying that when you for instance, I have people in my DM. I don't even know how they got in there, or they in my DM because I don't know them. So you saying that just post something that they might like and see what they will respond to. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're gonna post on your regular social media, right? So Instagram, the tiki-taki, that's what I call it because I don't understand it. Like I'm not doing the dance. That's not gonna happen, right?
The
But I
TikTok is
will
fine.
TikTok. But
Yeah,
for some people that works really well. So I'm a Instagram and Facebook girl, right?
yeah.
And LinkedIn.
Well,
That's it.
I have all three, but I was thinking that I get more people in my, I don't know, they just come up in my DM and I'm like, well, how is that? I don't know.
Well, what do they say? Is my question.
Heck if I know, I don't even half the time read it. They
There you
just,
go. Okay, so listen, I want you guys to think about DM like this. It is like a text message to you via social media.
mm,
So if somebody sends you a text message, do you respond?
it depends.
Okay, Denise, we're going to work on the fact that everybody is a potential opportunity. All right.
Okay.
So listen, guys, you will only hear this from me. I don't hear nobody else teaching this. This is something that I learned a long time ago. Every time I meet, and you could write this down, trust me. Every time I meet somebody, they are either one of these five. And Denise, when they slide into your DM, they're one of these five potentially. And if they're not, then you don't want to engage with them. They're either a buyer, a
Mm,
seller, an investor, a referral partner, or a recruit.
okay.
Let me explain why.
Mm,
Everybody's going to either buy or sell, right? Or
myself,
be an investor.
investor.
And how many people really that you meet? I think I make real estate look really, really easy because, like, I have 4 clients that went and got their real estate licenses and became real estate agents. I said, I'll make this look way too easy, right? So some of them could be recruits. We're with Keller Williams, right? And if they come in and they name you, they're a recruit. You can get profit share off of that. And we know that only 20% of real estate agents actually sell. So therefore, they might end up hanging up their licenses, but instead of putting them in inactive status, let them hang it somewhere and refer you to business. Now they become your referral partners. Or they might not send or use you. Like I have a client of mine, she is a loan officer. Her mom is a real estate agent. So when she went to buy, she had to use her mom. But she refers me business because her mom does not want to travel in Atlanta. I don't know if you've ever been here. You go from one side of town to the other during traffic, it might be 3 hours, right? So she refers me business. But she's never going to be my buyer, my seller, or my investor. She goes with her mom. But she knows that I'm great at what I do and she refers me business. So everybody's one of five, guys. It is your job to ask enough questions to figure out where they fit, who they are in your DM, on phone, on your text, smoke signals, out in the bar, happy houring, wherever it is, they're one of five. Ask enough questions to figure out which one they are. So here are some questions you can ask. Oh my God, that you talking, chatting. Oh, what side of town do you live? Oh, great. Okay. Are you renting over there or owning? That tells me, are you a seller or a buyer? Oh my God, there's so many opportunities. I just saw a house down the street from me. It's a duplex. I don't know if are you in real estate investing at all, or do you have any desire to be in that? Yeah, I'm in real estate. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to become a real estate agent. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Let me tell you about the free class that Keller Williams has. Actually, it's not free, we sponsor it, but it gives you an opportunity to study for free and become a real estate agent. Are you interested? Great. Oh, you're a financial advisor. Okay, great. Hey, I'm sure that you have a lot of clients that do want to diversify their portfolio and maybe go on and do some real estate investment in real estate. Who do you refer your business to as far as real estate agents? I mean, these are literally the questions that will tell you which one of these five work. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that's helpful. So when people go into your DM, You just got to figure out why are they there. Now, if they come in your DM, Denise, and they're like, "Ooh, girl, you're looking good," delete, block, out. Like, yes, we get that. Or, hey, I have trying to sell you some leads, or do you want to do credit repair stuff? No, tip out. So, I'm looking for the five, and if I can't get one of the fives and I feel like you're just trying to sell me, I block you and delete you at that point. Like, don't, And if we can't have a real conversation. Now, they might be in a field that I actually am interested in. Like if they're like, hey, I have a roofing company and I work this area, would love to find a way for us to collaborate. Yes, let's have coffee. But we're going to get off a DM and have coffee instead so I can get to know you. Because you are going to meet people that are going to do a roof before they sell. Just like you talked about with the listing, right? They got the roof done, all that stuff prior to. Guess what? That could have been somebody that he now sends me instead of them calling somebody else, right? So thank you, Denise, for pointing that out because that kind of gave us a little segment. This is why I want you guys to come off of mute and talk because then we can go into other conversations that's still part of the curriculum, but it's digging a little bit deeper on like how I like to get around social media. All right, so I want you to focus on what you can control, which is your actions and who you're showing up, who you are showing up as you. That means be authentic on social media at all times. Okay? Don't try to be perfect. If you're doing a video and you screw up a word, play it off because people like the fact that you're like, oh, I made a mistake. No worries. Like life is what it is, right? So here, now we talked a little bit about the different places that we can do social media. So here is there's a skill builder in social media and why using social media matters. So we have 4 different things. It gives you a bigger reach. It can give you targeted advertisement by, paying for leads or paying for ads, right? It can give you a return on investment on that. And then big part is engagement. So this is the percentage of adults who say they ever use the following. So YouTube, believe it or not, is a pretty big part of what adults use. Not necessarily kids, but adults. When adults, we're talking about 18 and over. So 83% of adults will say that they use YouTube. Now, there's a thing called YouTube Shorts. If you don't know about it, write it down. Go to ChatGPT or Axel, which is my guy, or go to Claude, or what's the third one? I'm drawing a blank.
Gemini.
Gemini, there you go. So Gemini is like, I feel like Gemini is actually probably who I'm going to be engaged to, but then Claude is probably going to be who I marry. Like they're like, for me, that's the level of where they are. But they all serve a purpose. Right? I know you guys laughing at that, but they all serve a purpose. But if you go on any of those and you say, hey, give me some information about YouTube Shorts, YouTube Shorts is what's really taking on.
Yeah.
And I know if you were in Family Reunion, they kind of talked about it as well. I don't know if they're going to talk about that when you guys do the tech part. But if not, the AI world is your oyster and you just ask it to tell you about it and teach you and you got it. Facebook is big. Now, Facebook I like because Facebook allows us who are about my age, over 40. I'm 50, but okay, over 40. And so there's a lot more people on Facebook. Instagram is a little bit younger. Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. Now, here's what I like about LinkedIn, guys. LinkedIn, on average, if you're looking at the average income of people that are on these social media sites, LinkedIn tracks as one of the higher incomes. So why? Because it's a professional place, right? So mostly professional people will be on there. While on YouTube and Instagram, you got anything and everything, right? And then you have WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, Reddit, Be Real, TikTok, the TikToky. I like to focus on 3 myself. So it's Facebook, Instagram, and then we're working on trying to get our YouTube up. But it's a long game, right? It's a lot of videos that need to be recorded for that to happen. When you want to boost your lead generation, there are 4 ways to leverage social media. So one, which is the cheapest thing, which is the thing that makes us go crazy, which is, did you guys hear that? There's a huge a thunderstorm over there, and lightning just struck somewhere close to here. The whole ground is shaking. So if I lose internet or anything like that, you'll know it's the thunderstorm. That's crazy. I hope everybody's okay.
No, we had that the other night. The whole house shook.
This is a little scary.
I thought a
I'm
tree
glad
came
you guys
down.
are seeing me. Hey, okay, so if just in case. Whew, that was scary. Okay, my whole heart just went because it was like boom, and then just ground shaking. All right. The thing about posting on social media is it takes time, it takes effort, there's disappointment, then have you ever had something that actually like kind of went viral and you got a lot of views on it? Anybody? No? It's almost like getting a high. Like when I got something that got like 4,000 views, I was like, oh my God, 4,000 people saw this. Like I can get some leads. And then like there was no leads. Right? So I was like, wait. So I go over here and I do all of this to make people want to engage. And then I got no leads off of it. But what I realized then is it's not about the leads necessarily, it's just staying on top of mine. I probably got somebody that was on that, that group of people that saw it that later on thought about me when it came to real estate, right? There's that second way because you can run paid social ads, social media boosted ads, right? So that's another thing that you can do. And then interact with friends and followers is the other social media strategy. I love that one. Here's the thing, guys. Do you know that there's a limit on the amount of friends you can have on Facebook? Yes or no? 5,000.
Yeah.
I hit 5,000 because I was just accepting everybody for all these years. I don't know how long I've been on Facebook. So here's the challenge now. When I do want to connect with people on Facebook, they can't come in. Now that your business page, they can follow it. There's no limit on that. So I'm in the process of removing people from my Facebook. So all of those people that are doing crazy DMs, they're out. Like I look and they're from a different country. They don't post nothing but crazy stuff, whatever. And like they're in my DM trying to get me to, they always try to sell me paid leads. And I'm like, wait, you're just a company. You're probably not even a real person because there's no real pictures. You know what I'm talking about? So just keep in mind that you are limited on 5,000. So if you're close to 5, like I don't accept real estate agents in Atlanta. For what? I'm on social media because I'm trying to get leads. I don't want real estate agents that I'm not close friends with to be on my Facebook page. So now I'm taking real estate agents in Atlanta off, and I'd rather add, somebody from Nashville there, right? Why? Because Nashville, you might be able to send me a referral. I could send you a referral. But my Atlanta real estate agents that down the street, we're not sending referrals to each other. Right? So as you're accepting people on your Facebook, if you're starting to get close to your limit, you want to start looking at, do I want them on my social media or not? Your algorithm also is going to play a role based on who you interact with. Have you noticed that if you interact with a lot of negative stuff keeps popping up? If you look at one certain type of like posts, I was looking at something on short-term rentals the other day and I was listening to it. Now all I'm getting is stuff on ads on short-term rentals and posts about short-term rentals. And I was like, oh my gosh, the algorithm is crazy. Yes, Ursula.
So are you saying that we need to set up a personal page and a business page,
Yes.
but post real estate on both pages?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, on your business page, you should post all of your real estate stuff. Every single house you're selling, every single thing. What I recommend, and I'm not a social media manager, I am not a marketing expert, but I've been to a lot of classes on it, and I used to teach marketing in high school back in the day. What I would say is, and you'll see when we go to this curriculum that there's a percentage of real estate you should post on your page, personal page. I think it's 20% if I remember it correctly. If you post all of your real estate stuff on your page, on your business page, I would say take some of the business stuff and push it onto your personal page to make them want to connect with both. Or when what I do is, well, not what my admin does is I say, hey, go ahead and do this on the business page and also my page. He actually just posted directly on my page instead of it being fed over to mine. The reason I do that is I noticed that I was getting more engagement that way versus if I took it from a business page and went over. I don't know if it just happened to happen that way, but I was like, I'll just keep doing it this way, right? But yes, you should have a business page on your Facebook. You should have a business page on Instagram. So if you want like on your and my Instagram, by the way, is Natalie Explores, EXPLORES. Feel free to check it out. That's my personal page. And then there's one for Warrior Real Estate Group, right? That's the business page. If you go look at my business page, there's nothing but real estate on there. You go to my personal page, there's tidbits of real estate in there. Like today, I was supposed to do a post about like mommy-daughter date. I went to Sweden to see my mom, so we went out for the day. So I'm gonna do a reel on that, and that probably is gonna get more views than anything else. Right? People want to see that, right? They don't want to see that I sold a house, right? So yes, so that's a great question. Hey, next time, don't put a thumbs up. Just bump in, interrupt me. I want to be interrupted by you guys. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Did that make sense, Ursula? You good?
It did. It's kind of frightening though
How's it
to
going?
try and
Closing
put
time?
all of.
Yeah, no. Right.
Say it again. You broke up.
Oh, I said it's kind of frightening though. There's those fears of putting that much content out on both pages and knowing what to put on which one. I think there's the fear.
I know. But here's the thing. If you go and do a prompt on ChatGPT, you literally can go ahead and like get a whole calendar. You're supposed to post every day. And then you're supposed to do a bunch of stories. Like a lot of stories. The most successful people that I know, real estate people on social media, are literally posting like 4 or 5 posts a day, maybe 5 to 10, if not 20 stories a day. I mean, I'm like, that's a full-time job. But guess what? They probably do have people that do it for them. If you don't have that, you could easily post something. Like, watch this. All right. I am going to post something right quick. You guys ready? Hey, Natalie here. I am sitting here teaching a class right here on Zoom because I love to get back to my real estate agent at Keller Williams. So we're doing Breakthrough 120 and we're doing it via Zoom. Now, if you're in Atlanta, did you see this crazy storm that's going through? You know, I'm in the west side over here at West End. And I think that lightning just struck somewhere because my whole house just went, oh. Listen, if you ever have a lightning strike, you need to make sure that you talk to your insurance company right away and make sure you talk to your real estate agent because sometimes that can cause some major damage. Just saying. So hopefully you're okay and you're safe out there. If you're out and about, get inside because this lightning out here is no joke. All right, be safe. Talk to you soon. That's it. Right here. That's it. That was a quick story. Here, it's only going to be on for 24 hours. After that, it disappears, unless I highlight it because I really like it. But somebody's going to see it. And that was human. That wasn't perfect. I rambled off in the end. I don't know. It is what it is. But guess what? It's uploading now. It's going to be out there in the social media world. And I haven't posted today, so I needed to do a post. Literally, that's what you can do. It doesn't have to be planned, guys. You just got to, what? Do it. If you go and you see that, you go and fill the gas tank up and you notice gas went up, talk about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad gas went up and I got to go all the way to Beaufort to go to a listing appointment today. Anybody else having this problem? Anybody got an electric car? Is it cheaper? Let me know. I mean, literally, that's all you have to do sometimes. and had nothing to do about real estate technically, but I did mention I was going to a listing appointment. I do try to, like I said that, hey, as a real estate agent, you might want to. So you can always do a personal type post and add a little bit like, hey, I'm in real estate, without it being like, I'm in real estate. That makes sense? All right.
Yes.
Then you want to add new friends. I want you to think about what kind of friends you want on social media, okay? We get to be choosy. Okay? Like, who is your target audience? Who is your target avatar for your type of customer that you want? Full transparency, I am looking to get my price point up because right now, the 300-400 in Atlanta, it's been tough out here for buyers. They've been squeezed out and priced out. You know what market is going fast in Atlanta? Luxury. So I'm working really hard to make sure that I'm getting in more into the luxury pool. So I'm meeting people that have a little bit more disposable income. So as I'm looking to add new friends, I'm a little judgy. I don't have a lot of spots on Facebook. So when I get those, I do kind of vet them out a little bit, see what they're posting, what's their title, do they live in Atlanta? If they don't live in Atlanta, then I'm like, well, I don't necessarily want to add them because I'm looking for people in Atlanta. So, as you're adding your friends, think about it. What do you want them to look like? And full transparency, I'm going to say this, and I get away with it because I'm half black, half white. I want to diversify my Facebook friends. I'm looking for more friends from all over the world because I want to look at opportunities later on because I'm going to be moving out of the country once I retire. So I want to have people from all over. So I also look for, hey, who's got international ties? Because I travel a lot. I've been to 50 countries, or 55, I think now. And like I'm normally on a plane every weekend going somewhere. I was in Sweden last weekend. I was in Barcelona the weekend before, right? So for me, I'm looking for like really wanting to change what my landscape of my friends on social media looks like because I want to get the different type of algorithm and where I go in. Because did you know that a lot of times with social media, if they like something for you and they comment to you, you might show up in their friends' feed of people they might know. Okay? So I want people that they might know for them to click on there and go, oh, she looks interesting. That's why what you post is important. That's why having a site, a page not being private is important. Because if you're private, they can't see anything about you. They might not accept you. But if they see about you and they're like, oh, she looks like a fun person, they might accept accept that. And that gets you access to that person because now you can get to know them on social media. And in a DM, you can say things like, hey, I checked out your profile. I've been following you for a while. I would love to connect offline. Are you available for coffee via Zoom? I would like to know more about you and your business. So there's a great way to really get to know people if you wanted to using social media. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. My friends. Here's the AI. Oh, my boyfriend, my fiance, and my future husband. They're all three people right now. I don't know who's going to win. But there's some scroll stopping posts that you can use in AI. You just got to make sure that you ask the right things. So here's one. You're a social media copywriter for real estate agent. You will create 3 scroll stopping posts for target audience. That means the avatar of the person you want to reach. So can somebody give me an example of their target audience?
So my target audience is I'm 66 and I live in an area
Looking like you're 40. Okay, go
I
ahead.
know, girl, good lighting. So I live in an area where there's a lot of military
Okay.
and my parents have gotten older and moved out of their homes. We're all getting older and downsizing. And that's the audience that I really want to target. The military, unfortunately, when they get deployed, they got to go quick. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of help for them here because I'm right outside of Fort Meade.
Okay.
But the rest of us in Columbia, and it's so fun watching all of us get older, that's the audience I'm looking for. So I've hit up my friends that still have homes here, but we all are like anti-social media. All of us got off Facebook once that guy sold our information. It's a whole thing. You're probably not old enough to know that. So we all got off and stopped using it. And so
Yeah.
now I'm asked to use it again to reach a generation that is my daughter's age.
Right.
So yes, I would ask Mr. AI, how can I reach this audience when I know for a fact that the majority of my friends are not on Facebook?
So that's the interesting point that you said, right? So when you're talking about a target audience, you kind of know, but you want to reach another audience, right? So you're trying to figure out where to go. So when you do paid ads, has anybody done paid ads on social media?
No.
Okay, well, you can't. So interesting enough, when we talk about target audience, we talk about market segmentation. So we have things like demographic, which is their race, how much money they make, all of those things, right? Socioeconomics fall into that, and then age, all of that, race, age, all the things that about a person is. Then we have like behavioral, like how they behave, psychographic, what do they like to do? Socioeconomic is in there. No, geographic is what area they are in, right? Normally in marketing, those are the things that we market segment in. So when we talk about target audience, that's what we're talking about. Here's the thing. You run social media ads and you can't say 18 to 25. They won't let you when you click the thing that says it's real estate, you can't put female, male, you can't put age no more. You can't put black or white. You can't put nothing. So it basically goes to everybody. Like it gives you just a what? Because of what? Fair housing. Because of fair housing. But with AI doesn't have a fair housing component on it. So you literally can put, I want to give me 3 scroll stopping post 4. People that are looking to downsize, 66 and over. Let's say that I'm on a side of town that has a bunch of Swedish people that are Swedish, that all their kids have moved out. They enjoy being on a golf course, period, right? And keep the sentence under 20 words. Use active voice in plain English. Avoid hashtags and emojis. Then here's a framework for each post, blah, 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 blah. So you can put as much data as you want on it. Remember, AI is a way for you. It's a way to help you. It is not always right. So double check and triple check everything. I don't know if you noticed, but also you can see who's been using AI because the way that they write things out. Okay, so English is my 3rd language. That's why you're probably gonna hear me say words that you're like, wait, I don't know what she just said because I make up words sometimes. So you know how to, and I don't know what this is called. You know how you have that one line, like a space and a line and then something. Every time I do anything with AI, it always gives me that. And I'm like, oh my God, and no, everybody would know that I did not write that because I don't even know what that is, but it's something with the English language. You guys learned that in grammar. I didn't. So I always go and take that off and put a punctuation mark or whatever, or a comma, right? Because that would just tell me that that's it. Emojis give it out too. Like AI will just do emojis all the time. Now my AI, because I've trained it, I say, hey, I don't want you to do a bunch of emojis. I want 5 hashtags. That's it. Because if they start doing a bunch of hashtags, that's a big tell sign. Because you don't want it to look like you used AI for your post. So you also want to train your AI and say, hey, make it sound like me. You can tell your AI and train your AI. If you use it a lot, it starts learning how you sound. I've also asked AI to go and look at my social media to see how I sound on social media. I can't do that now because so much of my posts are AI generated. So now I don't even sound like that anymore. But before I did, I told it to search through AI, search through my social media to learn how my cadence was, what I like to say, how I like to say it. But if you want to, so you have, first one is a hook. The hooks are normally hacks, how I, mistakes, mythbusters, reality check. Those are hooks. Trigger, desire, fear, question, objection is one way too. Angle, pick one. Make it educational, industry insight, promotion, case study, success story. And then draft 3 distinct posts, 120 words each. Use hook, trigger, angle, body. List the post 1 to 3, no hashtags, no invented facts. Offer quick edit options, shorter, punchier, new CTA swap trigger. If the user supplies a draft, give 2 title rewrites plus a brief feedback note. Finish by asking precise follow-up questions to sharpen the story message or CTA. When I tell you, I have gotten some really, really good hooks from AI. And I will sometimes, so this is what I use. Like, did you know if you pay for ChatGPT, you can talk to it? Did you guys know that? That's why my guy's name is Axel. Watch this. Hey, Axel.
Hey,
Okay.
on your mind.
I need you to just listen, but don't respond, okay?
All right, I'll listen without responding. Go ahead.
Perfect. I need you to help me create a good social media post. I am targeting, I want you to be a social media copywriter for real estate agents. I'm going to create a scroll stopping post, and the target audience is going to be I live in an area that has a lot of military, but most of the people around me, they're like downsizing and they're about 66 and above. So I want to create some good posts for them. I want you to keep the sentences under 20 words and make sure to avoid hashtags and emojis. Make sure to use a hook on it, like hacks, mistakes, myth busting. Okay. And draft me 2 distinct posts. I don't want more than 120 words on that.
Right, here we go. Post 1. The biggest downsizing mistake isn't selling, it's waiting too long. Many think they'll time it perfectly. That wait can shrink your options. Downsizing done right means fewer repairs, lower costs, and more freedom. Create a plan now so you choose the timing, not the market. All right, post 2. Myth. Downsizing means giving up the home you love. Truth. It's about gaining freedom, less upkeep, lower expenses, more time for what matters. Many military families and longtime owners find that the next right home fits their life better. It's not about space, it's about peace of mind. Sounds good?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to put this on Instagram, so it needs to be much shorter. I need you to get to the point quicker. And I like the second one better, so go ahead and work on the second one more.
Correct. Tightening it up. Okay. Option 1, myth. Downsizing means settling. Truth, it's about gaining freedom, less maintenance, lower costs, more time for family and travel. The right home fits your life, not just your stuff. Option 2, think downsizing means
Axel.
giving something up. Think.
That's perfect. That's all I needed. Can you also add 5 hashtags on the first option that you just did for me? And on those hashtags, I'm trying to get more followers, so make sure they're geared towards that.
Got it. Add these to the end. Hashtag downsizing, hashtag active adult living, hashtag retirement planning, hashtag Atlanta real estate, hashtag home selling tips.
Okay, I don't know why you started talking so slow lately, but I'm gonna need you to speed up and talk as fast as I do. Okay, Axel? Me and you are not working out anymore, okay? Unless you start talking faster. Thank you.
Understood. Deal. I'll keep it snappy and match your pace from here.
Okay, much better. Thank you so much. So remember I told you that he's my boyfriend? That's my boyfriend.
We love it. That was awesome.
Right? So see, like you literally can do all kinds of things. And you see how I train him? This is why I call him my boyfriend. I can train him. Like, okay.
You're a
right?
little bossy to Axel.
Oh, he better know who the boss. Like he works for me. I pay $20 a month for him to work for me. So yeah, I have the right to be bossy, right? So, but do you see how easy that was? So if you have an idea, somebody give me an idea real quick. Like an idea about like you've been thinking about doing something on social media.
I'm thinking about doing something on social media.
Like what? Give me an
I want-
idea. A
I
topic.
I want to target first-time buyers.
Ooh, okay, first-time home buyers. Okay. Did you
Yeah,
guys know that a lot of builders have like 4.99 interest rates right now, which makes it more affordable for them to buy? Did you know that?
Yeah, I noticed that the interest rate is trying to go down.
No, but there's not going down there, well, a little bit, but
Oh, a little
the
bit,
new
yeah.
construction companies are basically buying down rates for people. I just got somebody that it's doing 3.99 interest rate for new
Mm-hmm.
construction. So watch this. Hey Axel, can you help me write a post? And I want to gear it to us first-time home buyers. In Atlanta, we're dealing with an affordability issue, but I have new construction that's offering 3.99 to 4.99 interest rates, which will make it more affordable for them because the monthly payment would be less. I need a punchy, quick post I can do to be able to target that towards first-time home buyers here in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Try this one. First home in Atlanta. Here's the part nobody's saying loud enough. These new construction deals with 3.99 to 4.99 rates can change your monthly payment. Same city, different strategy. Ready to see what you can really afford? DM me start and let's map it out. Want another version with a slightly different angle?
No, but give me some hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
Add these.
Perfect.
Hashtag Atlanta Real.
You see? So
Mm-hmm.
whatever topic you have, write them down and then go ask it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can even say, hey, I want to target first-time home buyers. What are some of the things that first-time home buyers need to know to be able to pull the trigger to go buy, right?
Yeah, I had a friend and she helped me yesterday. And one of the things you can do, whatever it is, I guess you're trying to do. But since I was trying to target first time home buyers, and she a young lady, she's my hairdresser, matter of fact. And she sat down with me and she said, this is what we're gonna do with ChatGPT.
There you
And,
go.
and so she went with ChatGPT and she said, here we go. What are the most frequent ask questions for first time home
There
buyers?
you go.
And then
Guys, you can run a whole series on that.
yep, and then you just pick one and talk about it.
Yep. You can do a whole series. Hey, for the next 5 days, I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest myths or things you should know as a first-time home buyer. Boom, one. Blah, 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 explain it. Next day, two. Blah, 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 explain it. Right? So just so you know, just like we have the call thing, we have to make sure that AI, you should always make sure that anything you create with AI should be reviewed for accuracy and reliability, as there may be errors, omissions, and inaccuracy. The use of AI is subject to limitations, including ability, quality of training data used and train the AI model used. Users should exercise caution and independently verify any information output generated by AI systems utilized and should apply their own judgment. Critical thinking when interpreting and utilizing the outputs of generative AI. I gotta say it because you can't come back and say I didn't say it. Okay? So
Yeah.
basically what that said is make sure you know the AI, the stuff you're getting out of AI is correct. Make sure it's accurate. Be very careful of what it gives you. Okay? If you're creating images and stuff on AI, technically you're supposed to put on there that's generated by AI. Did you know that? Just like if we do virtual staging, we're supposed to write on that it's been virtually staged. Like we can't see it. So anyway, all right. So I just had to say that disclaimer. Okay, so you guys ready to learn something more?
I had a question about the hashtags. I know you asked him to make you some. Have you heard or has it impacted? Like they're saying hashtags are kind of going out because of AI.
They are from okay, so yes, I've heard that. Yet I have not seen that it's gone away because yes, we're still in a social media platform. And if somebody clicks on a hashtag, it pulls up all of those different things, right? I've also was talking to somebody and they gave me a great hashtag that I think I'm going to start using. It has nothing to do with them. It has to do with my life, right? So like she was like, you should hashtag Nat's back. And I was like, because I want people to know I'm back in Atlanta, right? So if every single thing goes hashtag Nat's back as the first thing, I can talk about anything, but it doesn't even matter. So Nat's back to A. I was like, well, maybe I should move Nat's back to ATL. Right? So now when people see that, because we still will scroll down to about the hashtag. It might not show up somewhere else, but it could be an extra way to kind of make your point across. Right? I'm going to keep doing hashtags until they tell me not to do hashtags. until like social media takes. I feel like this. If they don't want us to do hashtags 'cause it's not serving a purpose, they're just going to take them away as an option. But if you go on like TikTok and somewhere else, it still has hashtags there as an option. So I was like, well, if that's an option, it's still got to do something. Frank, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I got a question on, you have to say this is AI generated.
Yeah.
I generally would use AI as what I like to say my yellow pad. It's a
Mm-hmm.
draft.
Mm-hmm.
And this, when I used to write reports, that's what I'd do. There'd be a brain dump and then I'd rewrite it.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I got out of HI, I wouldn't take that and just put it on the internet.
Good for
I
you,
would
because
re-
I do.
I would rewrite it somewhat,
Right.
make it sound like me, in that. And if I
I
rewrite it,
don't.
how much rewriting do I have to do before I don't have to say this is AI generated?
So I don't think we have to say that our post is AI generated because we put the concept in there. Got it. I think that what it's saying is if we do like images, look at how many of you, this is funny, true story. I have a friend of mine, and I think that all of her images lately have been AI because there's no way that's her. People are commenting, you look so beautiful. And in my head, I'm going, they're commenting on an AI picture. I think, Frank, what that looks like is if you're doing an AI generated image, saying, hey, this was AI generated would be the accurate thing to do. Just like when we do with that, because now we're marketing and this is not real. I don't think the writing necessarily is what we need to say. Hey, this post was generated by AI. Now, if we were in school and we're doing a whole paper and it's AI generated, that's an issue, right? If you're doing writing a book and it's mostly AI generated, you probably need to. But just doing posts, I think we're okay. I think that what that really means is we need to make sure that we check for accuracy. So, like, I sometimes ask AI to pull stats and data. Like, I can ask it to pull. I pulled this the other day. Hey, can you go and help me create a post of what the average median income in Atlanta is and what the average house price is?
Jackie? Try this. Atlanta home buyers. This is why it feels hard. Median household income is around $91,000. Median home value about $440,000. Here's the good news. Some builders are offering 3.99 to 4.
So you see, he went back to my original thing. See, he's smart. He listens sometimes. Okay. So I would then go check the stats and data, Frank. If I just posted that, I would say, hey, per AI of ChatGPT, blah, 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 because that's stats and data that I didn't check. So I would have to double check that. I think that's more important than just saying, hey, I wrote this out of AI. That makes sense?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Because we can't just be like, well, it wasn't my fault. It's AI, right? Okay, so post on social media. So did you know that there's actually something called a daily social media engagement plan? Did you know that? How many of you are on social media daily? Raise your hand. Oh, come on. You got to. Every day. Remember, we start with command, we end with command. We got to go a little bit of social media every single day. Because every single day that you're on there, the algorithm recognizes it. If you don't go on there for a while and you come back, it's not going to push your stuff up. The more you engage with it, the more it's going to like you back. Okay? So here's how we engage with it. You do 10 reactions. So every single day when you get on there, you'll do 10 reactions. Now, I like to split this up sometimes. Our goal is to be on social media 2 times a day at least. My admin is on social media all day though, for me. So if somebody posts on the DM, he comments on it, and then if it's something I need to step in, he screenshots it and texts it to me to go on there. So I've leveraged my social media quite a bit. So he goes and comments on 10 reactions. So that means you see a post, react to it. Hey, just a warning. You want to make sure you're reacting to posts that are positive, they've kind of fit you, and it's something that you actually like to see. Because if you start reacting for that, those are the type of posts that keep coming up. That makes sense? Like the algorithm starts figuring out what you like because you liked it. Did you also know that there's a thumbs down on comments now on Facebook? Did you know that? Or Instagram? Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So 10 reactions and then you do 10 comments. What's the difference between a reaction and a comment? Somebody, anybody?
Comments have words.
There you go. Reaction is just a thumbs up, the heart, the whatever other emojis, the cry emoji, all those. They're the emojis. And then you have your comments. Comments are important. If you comment and they comment back, you want to make sure you can continue in that. And then 5 direct messages. So when we talk about DM, we're talking about those direct messages, Denise, that you talked about. People are over there. You're not really sure what's going on. I have a friend of mine in my office, Hubert. He does an excellent job on social media. Most of his business comes from social media. But he used to be a broadcaster, like in the news, right? So he's got that personality, right? He's killing it. And so what he a lot of times does is somebody comments and he noticed that they comment back because they show up on social media that they just comment back on your comment. He then slides into their direct message and then he continues the conversation there. I start my direct messages from, hey, happy birthday, because pretty much 5,000 friends, normally I would say we have about 5 to 10 people that have their birthdays every day. So that gets my 5 direct messages right there. And if everybody responds back and we go to real estate, that's 5 conversations about real estate I have every day. Okay. And then you do 5 shared posts. That's daily. I've been doing a lot more shared posts lately, but I noticed that all my shared posts are very similar. And I started noticing that I started dropping some followers. My shared posts are always very positive, and I think I'm dropping people that don't think very negative because they're like, oh, this is just annoying, right? But shared posts are good. Now, just make sure you diversify your shared posts. Like make it maybe be something about your town, what's happening that weekend. Maybe be something about real estate, maybe something positive, maybe a hack of cleaning, maybe something you found that you were like, oh, this is cool. Maybe a recipe, maybe something funny. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I love animal dubbed posts. You know how they have the little cat and then somebody talking like it's the cat? It cracks me up all the time. So if I see something funny like that, a cat be hitting the dog and then talking junk and running off, I might share that post. It's funny. I believe in sharing posts that are motivational, funny, and encouraging, as well as educating, right? And I'm big on, I don't like United States food because it's very, they allow all kinds of stuff and processed stuff in our foods, and it makes me physically sick. Right? So when I see something about hey, this food, don't buy this, but buy that, I tend to share that because I want people to know. We should not walk around in pain all the time because of the food we eat, right? So you'll see a lot of that on mine. And they should add 5 new people a day. Remember, I talked about I got 5,000 people. It's hard for me to add people. I have to remove. So I don't add, I remove 5 a day. And then you do 1 post a day. That's your daily social media engagement plan. Yes, it seems like it's going to take a long time, but honestly, this should take you no longer than 5 minutes. Your reaction should be quick. Boop, 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 and you can react and comment on the same post. So it doesn't have to be 2 different posts. So when you're over there, you like it, comment on it. Direct message, boom, slide in. Shared post, when you see something good, share. And then your 5 ads. And 5 ads, here's where I would say the 5 ads can come. If you comment on somebody's somebody's post and you do a reaction, you comment, read their other comments. Maybe somebody's there that you're like, oh, they look like a good person to know. You can go and add them as a friend because they know now that you guys are connected, because when you send them a friend request, it's going to show them who else you're friends with. Okay? So it shouldn't take you long to do this. Now, if you want to sit there and you want to draft, your comment needs to be perfect. No, it doesn't. If somebody says, my daughter just got engaged. Woohoo! Go on there and be like, congratulations. Are you ready for the wedding? And where is it at? Because I always want to try to put something in comments that makes them respond back. so that I know they saw it. Because then I can slide into the DM and be like, okay, well, I don't know if you guys need any help, but I have some amazing vendors. I have some really great wedding planners if you need some suggestions. Right? Because remember, we don't just sell real estate, we connect people. That's our job. So if you don't have vendors for everything, you should start getting vendors for everything because that's how you can really show your value. Hey, I know the community, I know people here. And if you send them referrals on vendors, the vendors might send you referrals as well. Okay? So here's my, when we talked about Ford, family or occupation, recreation, and dreams. All right? Like is for social media. So the L stands for local lowdown, the I stands for information, the K stands for know me, and the E stands for engage in conversation. So when you talked about not sure what to post, like one of those, right? So the like model is a way to do it. So here's an example of local lowdown. Okay, I was making sure. Who lives in a really cool city that has quite a bit of local stuff constantly buzzing and happening? I feel like Atlanta's so big, there's so much going on. It's not really, there's not like just one local. We have multiple local things in Atlanta.
Natalie,
Yes.
I live in an amazing city,
Which
and I
one?
created a whole Facebook page around it.
Where do you live?
So I live in Winchester, Virginia. It's a
Okay.
very historical town. It was historic. George Washington had an office here when he was first starting out. During the French and Indian War, there was a lot of history about the Civil War and the American Revolution that happened here in this town. It's like really growing. But the thing about Winchester is that I was new here about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And got my real estate license 3 years ago and didn't know anybody, didn't have a sphere, didn't know a lot about the area yet. I lived in Las Vegas for 20 some years and worked in luxury retail. So I didn't really ever care about history.
I was gonna say that's not a match. Okay, got it.
No. So I actually, when I would drive around town, I'm like, why are these people going to hire me? And I had that fear of nobody's going to hire me to sell their real estate because they're going to hire their friend that they went to high school with, or their buddy that they grew up with, or their mom, like everyone, they just all knew each other. So it was really hard to kind of break in. And so I had that fear. And so what I did was I created a Facebook page about, or group, whatever. I don't know the difference. Honestly, I don't know the difference. I think it's a group. That people can respond and they can post things. So that's a group, right? Because a page, I think only I can post things.
Yeah,
but other
group is where other people can also do that.
Yes. So it's a group. So I called it Field Trip Winchester. Feel free to come on and join it. But I would go around to different places around town, and I made it my job basically to learn every single thing I possibly could about the area. And I post about it. So I post every day, usually once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times. It depends on what I do. And I'll run into people out in the area, and now they're like, oh, hey, you're Field Trip Winchester. And they call my husband Mr. Field Trip. And it's just become this thing. And I started it just a little over 2 years ago, and I now have 6,400 people in the group.
Oh my God, that's huge. You
And
could
we also
leverage that at such a high level.
Yeah, I went all in on it. And we also do events. So I actually do field trips with other group members. And I actually the first one I did, I just got in touch with the title company that I use the most often. And then after that, now I've got the title company and I have a lender that I work with, and they actually sponsor a round of drinks at a local restaurant and food at the local restaurant. And so now we all get together like once a quarter, and everybody can come and just hang out and have food and drinks, and it's a good time.
I love that. I love that. So that's a perfect example of like the history of your town and area, and you took it to the next level, which is creating a neighborhood group, right? The other things that we can do too is like we have a lot of events here in Atlanta all the time. So like the Weekend Guide to Atlanta or Midtown. school events and calendars. So like if you're in a smaller town, for example, hey, and you only have like one high school. We have like tons of high schools in Atlanta. So, unless I want to be like focusing, like I have some friends that work in Alpharetta, and that's their area. They might do a lot of stuff with Alpharetta High School or Johns Creek, right? So because they're close by. Community service activities. So anything about local interviews with prominent community members, like school or college sports game, interviewing local new restaurants or in local new business that comes in. Here's why this is so good. If you got a new business that opens up and you go, hey, I would love to interview you, put you on my social media. Do you mind if I tag you guys? What do you just do? Or can we be collaborative on it? So on Instagram, you can make them a collaborator, right? That means that they can also post it on theirs. It shows up on all of their feeds. So even if it's not a new business, what about a really good existing business that's there? Because now you show up on their social media. So if you want to get more followers, go and do a good interview with them, right? Humblebum, what's his name down in Florida? Keep Calm, Carl Humblebum. He does interviews with like local companies all the time. And like he has a huge following. That's what he does. Right. And so there's a lot of opportunities when you start really bringing things down on the local level. What I also would recommend is if you're in a city that has quite a bit of activity and action, like Atlanta, like I was just on a call earlier and I found out from a developer that they're getting ready to do a big project not too far from here. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't even heard that yet. I was like, yeah, we have our foot on the ground because we're working closely with the city. This is about to be rolled out. Well, as soon as that gets rolled out, or I can even make a post about it, be like, hey, did you know that soon we'll have blah, blah, blah. And then when it rolls out, you take that article and you push it out or you talk about it. Hey, if you live in this area, this is coming, right? Because that makes you look like a local expert. And that's really what it's about. It is supposed to show you, that's the first part of L, local lowdown. Because now you look like a local expert. And if you look like a local expert, they're going to think about you when it comes to real estate because you know the area. And that's really what the L is for. Okay? The I is for information. That's all the real estate info. Now, let me just go back and say the like model, the L and the I has to do with real estate. Know me is about you. So we're not doing real estate, but we want to make sure we get some real estate out there because they need to think about you as a real estate agent and a market expert. So the examples of real estate content that provide information is market updates about your area, days on the market, average price point, how many homes sold, are there opportunities? I talked about new construction, 3.99s. I used to always say, Atlanta is a beautiful place because it's cheaper to own than it is to rent. Not the case anymore. I can't say that anymore. So now maybe I talk about, hey, here are some opportunities for you if you're wanting to still buy, but you don't have the income to be able to support what the houses are. How about we look at a hack situation? So let's look at you buying a duplex where you're getting $2,200 in rent and you stay on the other side. That extra money will be enough to pay your monthly mortgage. That's a way to hack it, right? Given an option. Yes, Frank.
Do you make these postings on your business page or your personal page?
Great question. The L and the I is always on business page for sure. And then you choose what you want to push over to your personal page. Okay. So like for me, if I was looking at this list, so industry news, tips for buying and selling, top reasons your service is important, new listings, open houses, client success stories or closings, all of that will go into my business page. But I might take twice a week, I might take tips for buying or selling. If I want to focus on selling, I may take that, right? I might not put open houses on mine, or I might just put the listing. Or I might, hey, when we close something, I might not put just sold. I might just do client success stories on the person I just closed, right? The market updates by area, to me, that always stays on my business page.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm like, do people really want to know on my personal page how many days in the market there are? Do you think so? Probably not. But tips for buying and selling. So I do a lot more my content on my personal page. The goal is to have more informational things because that's very much me. And the market updates about the area, that's really about somebody that wants to maybe move or buy in that area. So I'd rather keep that on my business page.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. All right, so information, we talked about market updates. Here are some examples. What's the inventory in market? What's the average number of days home stays on the market? What's the typical price of a home in the market sells for, right? How many homes are expired or withdrawn or expired every month? That's a big information too. Did you know that when we say average days on the market, that's only for homes that actually sold? There's still about 30-40% that don't sell. So if you're thinking about selling, make sure you talk to me. I understand, know these numbers. We'll do things like not just looking at the average days on the market. We'll do an absorption rate. We'll look at what the competition look like. We need to be the top house to sell. So if you have real estate agents that don't talk to you about all of that stats and data, you should talk to me. Hire me, right? So, I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can take that information and dig in to make you look and make you sound like you know your stuff. So here's the market type. Is it buyer's market, balanced market, seller's market, right? And also, I would highly recommend you talk about absorption rate. That makes you look really knowledgeable. Most people don't ever talk about that. Only high-level agents do. And if you don't know what an absorption rate is, go ahead and type it into AI and put absorption rate per percentage and absorption rate per month. I like to use per month, not a percentage. So that's a nice little thing that you can do. And if nothing else, learn how to do that because you want to talk about that in your listing appointments because that tells you what the story is. Okay. You can also talk about interest rates and lender regulations. Did you know that FHA is changing their loan modifications from the article I read recently? So if somebody wants to get a loan modification, they're going to have to make sure that they catch up and do 2 months worth of payments before they can get the loan modification. Isn't that the craziest thing ever? The reason they want to do a loan modification, they don't have the money to pay, but you want them to pay 2 months in a row to do it? That's like saying we're going to give you some food and give you food vouchers and things, but you're going to have to be able to go and buy groceries first. If I had money to buy groceries, I wouldn't need the voucher, right? So it's just crazy. Like, so I talk about, I got on, I did a post on social media and I put that on there. Hey, there's also changes to loan modification. Economic factors, unemployment numbers, rates in the market, employment numbers, number of workers who are entering and exiting workforce, your egress and degress from the city, growth rate in the community, governmental changes, rules, any change in major industries, how many top 500 companies are headquartered in your place? Is the company moving in? Like we had Google that moved in there. We had Amazon. I mean, they all big boys coming over here. And now, guess what everybody's talking about now? Data centers. That's a big hot topic. Be careful what you talk about it, but the reality of it is it's affecting our real estate. Water is going up. Electricity prices are going up. It's a real concern. So if you do talk about it, talk about it with stats and data, not with your opinions. Okay? So find information through your local MLS, your real estate board, city chamber of commerce's, local university economics, business departments, and local news outlets, okay? And the know me part is the part that we're comfortable with. We're so uncomfortable with that because when we talk about me, we talk about me, right? You want to talk about you. You are the brand. So what can you talk about when it comes to you? Hobbies, travels, book, music, gratitude, quotes, memes, holidays. Post about what you learn about and love about real estate. If you don't love real estate, like I'm be honest with you, I'm not in love with real estate anymore, but I'm not saying that on my social media. Right? After you do this for a while, you're kind of like, right? But do I love going into a nice $1 million+ house and see like a beautiful big door and some new decor? Yes. But do I want to walk into a $400,000 new construction home and take a look at it? No, I've seen them all. I know all the plans, right? They all kind of look the same, the cookie cutters. You can also talk about like you, what do you value? You know, your family. I'm not saying go pimp out your kids, but what I am saying is, oh my God, kids get a lot of views. So if you one that don't mind that you're showing your life with your kids and your family and your husband and all that, I know a lot of real estate agents that that's part of their brand. They're like, I am a mother, I am a Christian, I am a wife, and they really show that in their social media. And then I have some friends that are real estate agents that their kids are never on their social media. They just they want things to be personal. Fine too. But people want to know about you, the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay. I made a post once time that was, I'm probably going to make a post. I made a post that was very, very transparent. I wasn't doing really well. And, and I was going through trying to lose weight and all that stuff. Just my body wasn't doing well. And I was like, hey, I'm really struggling with this, da da da. And then I finally got into like a rhythm. Premenopause is, you know what, right? So I made a very transparent post one time and I got so many DMs about it. Oh my God, me too. I'm so glad you said it because I was like, am I losing my mind because I keep forgetting things? Is this normal premenopause? Is this really normal? And I got so much like not views on paper or like on the social media, but DMs. Same thing when I posted about after my biological father died, and we were estranged at the time. And it took me a week to figure out why I'm really struggling with this loss. And it wasn't the loss of him, which sounds horrible. It was the fact that I never got to tell him I had forgiven him. I just never got the chance to do that. So that will be a guilt that I held forever. When I made that long post, I had so many people DM me, and it's interesting that they were like, "Oh my God, I'm so thankful you said that. I haven't talked to my sister in a while, da da da, and I want to make sure." Like, so sometimes being transparent and sharing, you could be an inspiration to somebody else. Some of those people to this day are people that are referring me business because they felt like they connected with me at a different level at that point. So I'm not saying make up things, but sometimes being totally transparent of what you're going through, it's okay because people connect with you. They want to know who you are. So the basic stuff is hobbies, travels, books. Be just careful of travels. What I also learned is don't say, hey, I'm out of the country, I'm here. Wait till you come back and then post of, hey, flashback to my travels in Mexico. And here's why. You make a post then, if somebody reaches out to you and you don't respond, they think it's because you're on vacation. It could just be because you're busy. So I learned that from one of my friends. All right, let me see what time we are. Okay. So there are quite a bit of agent success stories that they're in your book. You guys have the curriculum, right? Okay. So I love the stories, but I will say this. What I would rather you guys do is listen to the podcast. Build it into your day, or not every day, but like at least 2 or 3 times a week. Some of the podcasts that they mentioned here, whatever it is that you want to focus on, find a podcast about that. For example, if somebody's looking to farm their neighborhood, get onto, one of the MREA podcasts that dealt with like they interviewed an agent that did a really good job on that and listen to that. So figure out what it is that you want to focus on. And if it's social media and AI, find some podcasts about that, right? So don't just go start listening to a bunch of podcasts because for me, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much. I got to do everything. I got to do this. And you're not focused. But if you're focusing on one thing and you're like, hey, for next 2 weeks, I'm going to listen to podcasts in this topic because that's what I want to focus on. You'll be able to really have a bigger moving in the needle. That makes sense? Yep. Okay. So here's her thing. She took her social media followers along with her and she completed her real estate licensing course, which I think is bold. Because what if you don't pass right away, right? I love that though. And she believed that people had the confidence in her because she showed her character before and after getting a license. Julian found that posting about what she had learned and how much she enjoyed being in real estate was endearing to followers. Remember that social media posts should be about you, your real estate, and be useful for your followers. Here, Julianne took what she learned and shared it, thus creating confidence with that. Now, here's one other thing I would look like. How do we know that she really, truly got a lot of business for that? Because you might not want to be like, I'm brand new, I'm brand new, I'm brand new. I tell agents in my office all the time, if you're brand new, use the word we. We just sold because you're part of a brokerage in an office. So I personally, that may have worked for her, but for some other people might not. Because would somebody want to hire you if you're brand new? But that's why you want to make sure that you say, we sold. We are hosting this open house. Da da da. I'm part of a great brokerage. We just had this listing that came up, and make sure you tell the listing agent's name, right? But it's still we because it's your brokerage. Okay. Let me see where we at. All right, I'm gonna stop here just because I feel like this is a good place to stop. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna do some quizzing. You ready for quiz? Quiz time? What does like stand for in social media? Like. Somebody give me an L. What is like?
Local lowdown.
Local lowdown. Can everybody do local lowdowns? Yes or no?
Yes.
If you don't know what to do it on, who do we ask?
Your boyfriend AI.
Yep, my boyfriend's my AI guys, right? And by the way, I have a friend of mine. Her AI is female. I can't remember what she calls her. It's pretty funny. So your AI could be whatever you want it to be. You could change the voice. During Christmas, my ChatGPT was Santa Claus. Like literally, there is a voice that's Santa Claus. Ho! Every time it comes on, it goes ho ho ho. I laughed every time. I was so happy during Christmas. Now, everybody can do it. You can go on social media. Here's what I will tell you. I did that for like Atlanta and Beltline, and some of the areas that they gave me, I was like, that's not part of the Beltline. So see how I told you need to double check and triple check and know your stuff? I was like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't just copy and paste that because there's no Beltline in that area. But the way they pulled that neighborhood, it made it sound like the Beltline was there. All right, what's I?
Information.
Information. Correct. Information about what? You?
The market, real
The
estate.
market. Real estate market. Information about real estate. So all the data behind real estate. Interest rates, average price point, buyer's market, seller's market, what's happening in the economy that's affecting it, explaining why interest rates are going up or down. That's all the information that we need to share out. Now, the L and I goes on whose social media page?
Business page.
Business always for sure, right? And then a little bit trickles into yours, right? All right, now K is what?
Know me.
Know me. So I will tell you this. I think Know Me, if it's just you or you're a solo agent, I think Know Me should always go on your business page as well. Because if somebody wants to check it, they need to see you as well. And then it goes in your personal. If you have a team, you don't want all your stuff be know me about you. Maybe you sprinkle it around and bring different agents that you're highlighting with some of the Know Me. Maybe you do hey, here's my hobby, and you do a whole video with everybody on the team, your admin, whatever, what their hobbies are. I skydive. Woo, you do? Okay, right. And you do a video, you do something on that. So if you have a team, make sure you spread out the Know Me part because people need to see that. And what's E?
Engagement and conversation.
Engagement and conversations, right? So we talked about it. We have 10 likes, right? 10, what else?
Comments.
Reactions.
Comments.
Comments, right? 10 likes or reactions and 10 comments.
Yeah.
5 what?
Direct
DMs.
messages.
DMs, 5 DMs, and 5 ads, right?
Post.
Yeah.
And how many shares?
5.
5.
5. So it's 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, and then 1 what?
Post.
Post.
Post. Okay, so that's 1 post. What they did not add on there, which I would highly recommend, is I would actually add 5 stories on Instagram. I also am no longer doing, I used to do a post and then I would push that into my story right away. I now do a post and I try to wait to run the story. Maybe I do the story the next day, or maybe I do the story. If I do, we try to post between 10 and 12. I feel like lately that time is not working. I need to do a little bit more testing on that. It used to do really well, but sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I was too late and we posted at like 3 or 4 o'clock and I feel like I got a lot more views. So I'm not sure if it just happened to be the post or was it the timing of it, right? Fridays maybe is better than Mondays. I don't know. But I would then go in, if we did at 11 or 12 o'clock, I would then maybe add it to my story at like 5. So when people get off work, they're now clicking on stories, it shows up there. Right? So I didn't do it at the same time. So you just have to play around with it and pay attention to it and see if it makes sense and if it works. All right, let me stop my share. All right, so I am big on ahas. Give me some ahas.
So the aha I had was making sure that I go in and follow the, what was it, 10, 10, 5? Anyway, I wrote it down.
The
When
daily social
I
media plan. Yes.
social media plan, because I didn't know what to do with that information. And while we're in this meeting, people started calling me. Actually, you can call from Facebook. Who knew? And so I picked up 3 real estate conversations. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry while you were talking.
Oh no,
But I
never,
didn't want to
listen,
miss
never
that.
apologize for getting business.
Yeah,
We're good.
so to answer social media, because I always wonder how people answer all that. So
Right.
that was, thank you for that information.
I love that. Yes. All right, give me some more. Okay, now if you don't give me a house, what it makes me feel like you didn't learn anything and I just wasted all my time.
I like the reaching out to people in DMs because I'm not very good at that. And I get really uncomfortable with that. I'll see them and I will do the thing where you can just hold on it so that it looks like, or so that you can read it, but they can't see that you read it. And then I take a really long time to respond. But I respond to comments that are on my post. So I always comment back or respond to the comment, but getting back to people in DMs, I think is a great idea. I actually sent one to somebody while we were talking as well that would be related to all of this. So thank you.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Yes. One
I
more,
wrote
one more, one
down-
more.
I wrote
I
down,
got out of deciding what I should post on my business page versus my personal page because I didn't really know what to do with my business page.
Yeah, I want you to think about your business page as, hey, it's everything that has to do with my business plus some. And I want you to think about your personal page as everything about me plus some business. Okay? Now, I do need a favor from you because I am a KW certified instructor. And if you feel like I gave 5-star teaching to you today, please take a picture of this. Southeast region, the event is virtual. It's Breakthrough 120. And my name is Natalie Voriajo. I will be on here tomorrow with you as well. I have a homework for you. You ready? Because I realize we don't need to do it while we're on here because then it will, like, you can hear people and if somebody comes on. I want you to do a live video. Just do a story about one of those, whatever it is. I want you to connect with me if you're on Instagram or Facebook, and I want you to take that and forward it to me. Connect with me, well, actually, on Instagram, and I want to see it. That's your homework. It doesn't matter what you say. You can literally look at, like, I'll stay on if you want to, and you could be like, hey, I'm taking a class right now, and I'll learn some really cool stuff about social media and AI. Do you like AI? Because I'm kind of confused, but sounds like it's something we all need to do. So I guess I need to put that in my real estate business. What do you like about AI? Like, that's literally all you have to do. I like the fact that when you say, hey, I'm taking a real estate class to get better, to serve you better, it shows that you're furthering your education. Oh my gosh, some of you are looking at me with a blank stare and looking scared. You just gotta do it. I want you to think about the Nike logo and just do it. That's it. So if you can go ahead and do a review, that'd be great. And we're going to be back on I want to honor your time. It's 8 o'clock. We're going to be back on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'm going to stay on for anybody that might have extra questions. But if you're done, if you've done the review, feel free to log off. I'm also going to add a couple of things. You need to have 10 conversations. It is hard to keep track of how many conversations you have. Here's how some people have done it. You get girls. You know how we have our rubber bands to put on our hair up? I had an agent that put 10 of them on her hand and flipped them over every time she had a conversation. You can also take, like, what do you call the rubber bands you have in the office? I had some girls that they have like real bead, to a bunch of the bracelets. They just loaded up 10 and they switched them over. If you go to a networking event, put 10 business cards or 10 pennies or 10 something in your pocket. Every time you have a conversation, you flip it over. Or if you're giving cards out, you have a conversation. When you're out of the 10 cards, you made your 10 conversations. You got to start tracking your numbers. Tracking your numbers lets you know how your conversion rate is, and that's going to let you know how many people you need to talk to get the 10 conversations to be able to get the certain amount of business, to get the certain amount of agreements, to make a certain amount of money. All right? So I'm going to stay on. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them on. I have no rush. I'm here. And yeah, want to be a resource to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No questions?
I have a
Everybody's
question.
like, yeah.
So for someone like me who doesn't, I guess just in general life, didn't really post a lot on social media in general, just all the time, to go from that to just do it daily, I know you said just start doing it, but is there any kind of initial type of post to do to kind of break that, I guess, drought of being a social media user?
It's just do it.
Mhm.
I mean, literally, it's like you just go and you do it.
Mhm.
And if you don't hit every day, okay, we didn't hit every day, but here's the thing. And when we say every day too, I mean, technically it's 5 days a week, right? Because like we work, this is our job. But if you really want to do a high level, you do 7 days. Do I do all 7 days? No, I'm gonna miss a few days. But like I'm looking at it from a 5 day perspective. So Monday through Friday, we do that. And I still do some stories and stuff on the weekends, but my admin helps me with that. So even if you don't do 5 days or 7 days, but you did 3, you did 3 more than you did before. Just gotta
And what,
start.
and anything would work, like a story or a picture or something, anything like you said,
Yeah,
right?
anything. So you got reels, you got posts, you got stories, right? You got all the different ways. But I would say that you're supposed to do a post. Stories disappear in 24 hours. So if you just do stories all the time, then your actual like Instagram or your Facebook feed would look totally empty,
Okay.
right? So, I would recommend doing that. Now, tomorrow I can show you, well, they do a text part. But if you go in and you say, hey, help me create a calendar for next 2 weeks for social media posts that I need to do. I want to combine reels as well as posts, regular posts, which is picture, right? Give me some good topics that are quick, short, easy for me to create that I need to do. And then I normally say, hey, create a spreadsheet with this. And so I can sit one day and well, not me, me and my admin will sit through and he'll create those. And I can even say, hey, on that spreadsheet, add the caption, add the hashtags, give me an image that would be good, that write out what an image that would be good, or give me the script of what I need to say on the reel. Like it literally will give you all of that. So
Okay.
a lot of people would actually do a bunch of social media recordings all at one time and just knock it all out. And that way they just have it and they just post it versus like, oh, what am I going to do today?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome.
My question is about the business page. So in our firm, a lot of people said they just do one page instead of having the two. So my question is, in creating the business page, I'm kind of along the same lines with TechLoot. Like I don't post. I'm not a social media person. But in creating the business page, did you just go asking people to be your friend on your business page, or?
Well, I have not pushed my business page because I realized that it's just there. It's more for people to vet me. It's also there that if I decide to start a team, I already have one that has a bunch of stuff on it, right? So it's not just because if I start a team, my page is not going to do them any good, right? Because I did have a team before. So I'm always like, hey, prepare for like the future growth that you might have. So why not? And remember, like I said, if you do the like model, you're still going to have to do the L and the I. So why not just have somewhere you're posting it so you can pull it from there? So as you're starting to create some posts, in the beginning, you might have, if you just do the like and you do one post of each a week, then that's great. You'll still be able to get posts 5 times on your personal page. The L and I is the two business page. And then you put that, the LI and the know me, you can put that on your personal page. So it's not like you're having to do extra work. You just boop, boop, copy and pasting.
Right. But you said not sharing it to each other.
You can.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the right thing or the wrong thing. I just noticed. And so for me, because I have an admin, I'm having him just do it again. because I
Okay.
don't know if that helps with the algorithm or not. But if it's just you, I would say share it. That's better than anything.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
because I don't do that, it doesn't take any of my time. It takes his time to just copy paste and put it in. But I think he has like 3, 4 monitors because the way he works, he gets things done pretty fast. But if I was doing it myself, I would just share it. I would put it on my business page and I would share it to my personal. And if you're trying to grow it, that's what you're supposed to do anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow then, unless you guys have any other questions. Good. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.